Hi, Virginia. What do we have here?
Okay, so this is Cora. It's her fleece. She was shorn yesterday. She is a Wensleydale. She's a registered
Can I
90.
just touch for a
yes,
minute?
you can. She's a 95% registered Wensleydale. And actually, if any of you went to Rhinebeck this year, 2015, you would have seen her there because she was showing and got some nice prizes.
Oh, really?
Yes,
Yeah, this is
indeed.
the one. This
She
is
was
the fleece
at
we
the
get
sheep
to.
show. Yep.
Nice.
She was showing there. So this is her fleece. When my shearer comes, sometimes he will actually, or I will pull off some of the really nasty stuff right there and then when he's shearing. This, I tried to keep most of it in here so you guys can see it.
You know, excuse me. This is a great a skirting table.
This is a skirting table. Yeah, it's just made with PVC type of pipe and it rolls.
Oh.
When you're skirting, you know, you could skirt on anything. Sometimes I skirt on my porch, and I just put the fiber right on the porch. But the best way to skirt is to have something that the dirt can drop through. If you have any little, you'll hear people talk about second cuttings. That's when you have little teeny pieces that the shearer has gone back over and cut twice, and you get really short bits. If you skirt on chicken wire or some mesh, those little pieces can fall right through. So that's what this is, a skirting table.
I like it with the pipe.
Yeah. So the first thing you're going to do is you're going to open your fleece up and you're going to arrange it so that the cut side is down. You can...
When you say cut side...
Good question, Pammy. If you take a look at this, see where this is all clean? It's beautifully clean, and all the edges are cut.
Oh, I
This
see.
is where the shearer has actually cut the wool with his shears on the skin. This is the other side of the animal. This is the part that's grown
On the
and had been
outside.
exposed to all of the elements. So this is two. We have to flip one of these around. We'd like to set this fleece up so all of these little pieces are on the top, and the cut side is facing down on the skirting table. And depending on your breed, sometimes it takes quite a bit to do that. Now, Wensleydales and Teeswaters are very open fleeces. And so sometimes when they're shorn, they're not always in one continuous piece. And sometimes they fall open a little bit. And it can take you quite a while to figure out the bottom side and the top side. So what I'm doing here is I'm just trying to spread this out with the cut side down. Okay, so the cut side, that's where the shearer cut it, is down and all the little bits can drop through. I'm going to walk around to this side and kind of work the same thing on the other end of the fleece. And sometimes you'll see it's sort of easy, but right here I have to just find the bits of fleece to work through. I want this to be in one flat, even level. I don't want it folded on itself. So I'm just kind of using my hands to feel my way along here and spread this out so that the entire cut side of this fleece is down.
How much... that's a lot of fiber. How much do you think it weighs?
Well, my sheep, these again, Wensleydales and Teeswaters, and I shear mine twice a year. So I typically get between 5 and 7 inches. I'm going to move around the other side. I typically get 5 to 7 inches off a clip, and probably anywhere between 3.5 and 4.5 skirted pounds. I skirt heavily. Now, for those of you who don't know, it's called skirting. What's all skirting in is going through your fiber and taking out all the unwanted parts, the pieces you don't want.
And skirting heavily? What does that mean?
Skirting heavily means it means you skirt with a heavy hand. It means you're going to take out stuff that other people might keep and use. If you're...
Oh, so you're looking for just prime.
I'm looking for prime because I usually sell my fleeces. I sell a lot of them raw, And if I'm selling a raw fleece, I want it to be totally prime fiber that folks are getting. Now here it is sort of laid out.
Can I ask you a question? So
Sure.
when someone is interested in purchasing a particular fleece, is that a good question for them to ask the shepherd? Is this skirted at all? Is this heavily skirted?
Yes. Oh,
okay.
yeah. Absolutely. Because what happens is I could charge you for this fleece. I could say, all right, I'm going to charge you $40 a pound for this fleece. And I'm just going to put it all in a bag, and I'm going to charge you for it. You're going to be paying by the pound, and you're going to be overpaying by the time I'm done, I'll probably skirt a pound off this.
Oh, okay.
Now that's my, some people would say that's skirting too heavy. But what I like to do is skirt it for prime fiber and then sell you the prime skirted fleece. Then I'll take parts of what I've removed from this fleece and I'll use it myself. Because just because you're skirting it away doesn't mean it's not usable. And we're going to talk about that. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to stretch it out like this, and you can, Wensleydales and Teeswaters, these are coated. This would be the neck end. The animal would be standing here with its head facing us. This would probably be the neck area here, which gets kind of dirty down around the belly. Over on this end, you'd have the other side of the belly. You'd have the leg holes here, and then the back end. So this,
I can
this
see
would
that
be-
perfectly.
yeah, this would be down. Now see, because I coat them, the neck hair, the neck fiber is quite nice, and some of this has already been skirted off, but it got quite dirty. Don't be necessarily fooled by the fact that some of this fiber looks absolutely beautifully white, and some of it looks yellowy. This part will wash beautifully. There's no reason to skirt away or remove fleece that is slightly discolored. It just means that it wasn't under the coat, and it can be wash up beautifully. So it's not always a color thing. You don't want to prejudge. Now the first thing I do with a fleece like this is I go through for vegetable matter. Now I coat mine so there isn't a lot of vegetable matter, but right away I can see there's something here. Okay, so I'm taking that out.
Vegetable matter being
Vegetable
hay
matter
and-
is, yes, a hay and bits of sticks. And so I'll go through, the first thing I'll do is I'll go through the majority of the fleece.
Just little things like this.
Yeah. And anything really big, any big things, I'll take out. And part of the reason I do it this way is because I'm going to use the skirted fiber that I take off of this fleece. So, yeah, that's big. I'll also do this with my hands because I'll feel it. If there's a piece of hay in there, sometimes I'll really feel it with my hand. All right, so now, if we could pause for 1 second. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to set a tub here. I'm going to do it up here. Usually on a skirting table, you drop the discarded stuff down on the ground because that's why you're up on a table. I don't do it that way because I'm going to use some of this. So I'm going to start around the edge of this fleece, and I'm going to feel with my hands things that I feel are either too clumped, that I feel like that will not wash out, fiber around the neck, particularly that has too much hay in it. All right, if you could feel this with me, you'd feel these lumps.